And good evening. We're glad that you're with us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Sophie Erber. With the 4th of July approaching, many are planning to celebrate while out on the water.
That's right. KCAU 9 reporter Jason Toktajian shares just a few recommendations that the Iowa DNR offers in our top story tonight at 10.
Tim and Sophie, if you plan on heading to a river or lake for 4th of July, it's important to keep some things in mind to be safe on the water.
Lowell Swalv is a frequent visitor of Lake Okoboji. He says many people visit the Iowa Great Lakes for the 4th of July.
4th of July, it's like 3 times as many boats out on the lake. There's few of them, probably, that have alcohol. You know, they've been drinking, and so you not only got to be careful yourself, but you got to watch for the other boaters.
With that increase of boat traffic expected for the holiday weekend, the Iowa DNR says wearing a personal flotation device is a must.
PFDs are very important. If you get knocked unconscious, which more than likely you will if you get knocked out of a boat, you're gonna sink. So if you don't have a PFD on, you're not gonna float, you will go to the bottom.
And making sure whoever is on the water is driving the boat responsibly.
If you're out there and you do partake in drinking out on the water, be sure that you stay under the legal limit for the drivers, which is 0.08. If you have hard alcohol, that is not allowed on any of our public waters. So hard liquor needs to stay on shore.
It's just common sense and courtesy to people. If you follow that, it'll be good for everybody.
The DNR told me there hasn't been a drowning incident in Okoboji this year, and he hopes it stays that way. Jason Toktajian, KCAU 9 News.
Meanwhile, drivers hitting the road this upcoming holiday can expect to pay more at the pump. According to the Lundberg survey, the national average for the price of gas rose to around $3.15. That's up more than 2 cents from 2 weeks ago and about 93 cents above this time just a year ago. The hike is due to crude oil prices. The prices are up here in Iowa, too, though far lower than the national average at $2.92 a gallon.
A former South Sioux City High School assistant coach accused of sexually assaulting 2 students has pled not guilty to his second set of charges. According to court paperwork, 25-year-old Nathan Rogers pled not guilty to first-degree sexual assault of a child, along with 5 other charges, all connected to his April arrest. Rogers previously pled not guilty to a similar charge after being arrested in March. While reviewing Rogers' cell phone as part of the first arrest, investigators say they found numerous video clips of Rogers and the second girl engaging in sexual acts. He's due back in court on July 27th.
A new city-owned entertainment venue, open less than a year, is about to get a more than $500,000 upgrade. At Monday's Sioux City Council session, members approved construction of a proposed parking lot expansion at the Siouxland Expo Center. That project calls for up to 234 additional parking stalls on the south side of the building. That building is used for indoor sporting events and trade shows. It opened in September of last year, and parking became an issue almost immediately.
We're trying to make it as customer friendly, of course, as we possibly can do. And those that hold events there, no matter what the event is, we want to make sure there's plenty of parking, that it's convenient, and that it can be used. So we're keeping that in mind. We want it to be customer friendly, though, for sure.
After a public hearing and bids are received, that project is planned to be complete before winter. Also from today's meeting, Council agreed to support a request from 2 local residential developers for financial assistance. Bertrand Construction LLC and Roy Dave LLC plan to submit Iowa Economic Development Authority applications for workforce housing tax credits. Bertrand looks to build 14 single-family homes, with Roy Dave hoping to build 18 townhomes.
A date has now been set for the groundbreaking of a new law enforcement center. At today's Woodbury County LEC Authority meeting, members announcing September 15th as the tentative date. The chairman of the board says he's pleased with the new facility's design, adding it will ultimately benefit the community.
We're going to be able to do a lot of things in the new law enforcement center that they are not able to do in the current center. For example, there will be a lot of additional space and places for issues with mental health.
Hausman Construction of Omaha was awarded the project after just 2 bids were submitted. The price tag sits at $58.4 million. That is several million over the original estimates.
Questions mount today about the fate of the bipartisan infrastructure deal announced last week in Washington. The proposal would spend more than $1.2 trillion over 8 years on traditional infrastructure projects like roads, bridges, and rail. Well, today, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg toured an aging train track in New Jersey, which is a likely candidate under the plan. Over the weekend, President Biden walked back his threat, though, to veto the bipartisan deal. But now it seems he has to win over support from his own party to get enough votes for the framework to become a bill that will pass.
The president's promise to deal with it separately is nice, but isn't determinative unless the majority leader and the speaker agree.
President Biden is scheduled to travel to Wisconsin tomorrow to highlight how the framework can help out agriculture as well as rural economies.
150 people tonight are still missing as the delicate and dangerous search and recovery mission continues now for a 5th day in Florida. Crews have not pulled any survivor from the rubble since the first night. Still, officials insist that their mission has not changed. First responders say there are still reasons to be hopeful. However, many of the areas are so unstable that teams have to collect small pieces of the crumbled mortar and twisted metal by hand.
They're out there with every resource that they need to ensure that they can search this area, they can sweep the mound with cameras, with dogs, with sonar.
Teams are using every available resource during their search. That, of course, includes dogs, as we heard, remote cameras and sonar technology, but they do stress it's a slow and very deliberate process.
The U.S. House is set to vote this week to create a select committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. It's a Democratic backup option after Senate Republicans blocked the establishment of a bipartisan commission. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is still finalizing details ahead of the House vote, which is expected later this week, looking to form that committee, but so far says Democrats will move forward with or without Republicans. Last week, House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy said that he isn't involved in that planning.
He's never talked to me about it. Haven't seen the structure of what she does or anything else, so I won't make any commitment till I go there.
McCarthy stressed with hundreds arrested, millions of dollars approved for Capitol security, and ongoing bipartisan Senate investigations, the attack already has enough attention.
The highly contagious COVID Delta variant is now rapidly spreading around the world. In the United States, that strain accounts for at least 20% of new infections. Health experts warn we could see more outbreaks as the Delta variant continues to transmit among unvaccinated people. In some southern states, the number of people getting inoculated is below the national average. Roughly 46%, or 152 million Americans, are currently fully vaccinated. However, officials say that's not enough.
The answer to the Delta variant is more and more and more vaccination.
A study just released out of Oxford University suggests mixing and matching doses of 2 different vaccines, that could provide enough protection against the virus and its variants. Spain and Germany already allowing vaccine mixing for young people who received that AstraZeneca vaccine as their first dose. And Canada will keep the border with the U.S. closed until it can get a better grip on the COVID crisis. The Canadian government plans to keep the border closed until at least 75% of the country is fully vaccinated. Yet lawmakers in bordering states like New York say it's time to open back up.
You know, there's no reason why the President of the United States and the Canadian Prime Minister could not develop an action plan to open the border by July 4th, Canada Day, July 1st, and to do it successfully and safely.
Supporters of opening the border states say that travel should be allowed for those who own property in Canada or are separated from loved ones or who need to conduct business. They argue it will help both countries' economies.
Last week's rain was exactly what Iowa farmers needed, and the latest crop report shows good news. 60% of corn is rated good to excellent now, nearly the same for the soybean crop, with 58% rated good to excellent. Even with the rain, 42% of the state is still seeing some topsoil moisture rated short to very short. Iowa Ag Secretary Mike Naig says more rain is still needed, just not in southeast Iowa.
In southeast Iowa, yes, we're experiencing too much water and really have throughout the year down there.
Sure.
Compared with northwest and western Iowa, where we really are continuing to see drought conditions. So it's a challenging situation to be sure.
Secretary Naig added that our state doesn't have a lot of irrigation, making the rainfall even more important for farmers. In the Pacific Northwest, dozens of all-time heat records were broken over the weekend, and in some places today, even hotter temperatures. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports from Los Angeles.
Scorching temperatures climbing higher than ever in parts of the Pacific Northwest.
Pushing 100 is not what people around here are used to, for sure. Make sure you're paying extra attention to yourself.
Portland, Oregon reaching 112 degrees Sunday, shattering the all-time record set just one day before. The heat so extreme, it melted this cable on one of the city's streetcars.
It's been pretty brutal.
Roads in Washington state buckling from the brutal temperatures. Seattle reaching 104 degrees this weekend, the hottest weather on record there. The impact so overwhelming, it forced some businesses, including restaurants, to close.
We do have AC, but it's not cold enough. Everything is breaking down. Even our walk-in cooler, all the cooler kind of shutting down on its own because it's in the state of shock right now. It's just crazy.
In other cities, temperatures are up to 30 degrees above normal, with excessive heat alerts now issued in 7 western states. The blistering heat and dry conditions fueling wildfires like this one that ignited Monday in Southern California. And temperatures in Seattle and Portland are expected to finally start cooling on Tuesday. But in other parts of the West, this heat wave will likely continue through most of this week. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Time now for our first check on the weather. I'm sure people here in Siouxland are watching that and saying we're fortunate to have the conditions that we have, even though it's been a little bit damp.
Been there and done that as far as the heat.
We sure did.
We've seen our fair share of heat so far this summer, Tim and Sophie, and not really a whole lot of rain, but we have been able to pick up the pace somewhat in the past few days. In that regard, as we look at the radar now, you can see that we have some scattered showers and thunderstorms that are ongoing at this moment. You can see that we have some rain that is continuing to cross through far western Siouxland in South Dakota and Nebraska. We also have some rain that's been stacking up through northwest Iowa this evening. Zooming in closer towards Sioux City, you can see that we've had some showers and storms dodging around the area, mainly in Morningside. That's where we've had the most precipitation happen today. As we look at our precipitation rainfall amounts here, according to the radar, you can see those streaks of showers and storms as they crossed from southwest to northeast, where you see those splotches of green on your screen. That's where the radar estimates seeing over 2 inches of precipitation. So some spots have gotten a fairly heavy soaking, but not a whole lot of Siouxland, especially in northeast Nebraska. As you can see that most of the map there has remained fairly dry. Well, every drop of rain is valuable at this point. We do still have extreme drought, where you see the red on your screen. Much of Siouxland inside of severe drought, and then moderate drought for the area around Sioux City and Woodbury County. And things are slightly better as you travel south toward Omaha. Well, as those showers and storms were passing through this evening, we did have some rainbows happen in Sioux City. Thanks to Amy Cakebread for snapping this picture. And you can see that pretty rainbow on the horizon. Also saw a double rainbow on the north side of Sioux City. If you want to check out some more pictures, just go to my Facebook page. I shared a couple of them on there. Well, here's a look at our stormcast now. It shows that we'll have a continuation of the showers through this evening. It looks like early tomorrow morning we'll start to clear out the skies a little bit. Still a mostly cloudy day for Tuesday. And you can see that our stormcast favors the development of an isolated shower or storm as we go into tomorrow afternoon. That's mainly going to be to the south near Interstate 80. So a small opportunity at catching in on some additional rain. Once we turn the page to Wednesday, it looks like we'll have decreasing clouds from north to south, and we should expect to see mostly sunny skies, plenty of sunshine through the extended forecast, as it looks like we'll dry things back out. Still a bit of daylight, as you can see on the horizon from our Wayne State College camera set up in northeast Nebraska. Right now in Sioux City, we're seeing temperatures cooling off some, down to 69 degrees at the Sioux Gateway Airport. The wind is calm. We have a relative humidity of 87% and a dew point of 65. Temperatures where you are, you can see that we're checking in the 60s and 70s now. It is 68 degrees degrees to the north in Sheldon, 70 degrees in Wayne, 69 in Norfolk, 67 in O'Neill. A current temperature of 74 in Omaha, 72 degrees in Carroll, Denison, and Audubon. So it feels fairly comfortable, just a bit muggy in spots. Wind speeds are calm. We're seeing them between about 5 and 10 miles per hour. And now as we turn our attention to the forecast for tonight, some isolated thunderstorms still ongoing out there, still thriving. A low temperature of 62. And for tomorrow, expecting to see a mostly cloudy sky as it looks like showers and storms will largely dodge around us to the south. And it looks like we'll have a north wind sustained between 5 and 10 miles per hour. So not a bad Tuesday. It looks like things will warm up a bit as we approach the end of this week. We'll see some more sunshine with seasonal high temperatures in the mid-80s. Saturday in the park is coming up on Friday and Saturday this year. And it looks like we should have pretty good weather both of those days. High temperatures in the mid-80s and lots of sunshine to soak in. For the 4th of July, we'll heat things up a notch as it looks like we'll be able to achieve a high of 88. Back into the 90s a couple days early next week with a 20% chance of a thunderstorm happening next Tuesday. So hopefully everybody was able to soak up some rain today because we're on our way to another pretty dry stretch.
It quickly felt like we were headed towards an even worse drought, but maybe something improving here.
Yeah, it is nice to see that we've had some rain, at least these past few days, that people have soaked in. And some spots have really gotten quite a bit of rain, so hopefully folks capitalized on that.
Some impressive rainbows out there tonight as well.
That too, some pretty ones.
Thanks, Scott. Well, plenty of folks, unlike a year ago, are just about ready to celebrate the 4th of July in big groups.
Right, but COVID-19 leaving a lasting impact in another way, how it might interfere with certain fireworks you want to buy after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 10.
Well, fireworks are a staple at most 4th of July celebrations, but this year, if you're planning to shoot some off, you might want to stock up early.
That's because a lack of supply means an increase in prices, and Bridget Bennett reports on what you can expect to pay when you head out to buy fireworks now.
You want that one? The colors, the sounds, you know, I've always been enthused with fireworks, and even as a little kid, and so you can't beat it, you know? It's something incredible.
Josh Statler always celebrates the 4th of July with fireworks. But this year, he started stocking up even earlier than usual.
Because I waited last year and they did not have what I wanted. So you got to buy early.
That's especially true this year.
This is unprecedented. I've never, in all my years of selling, seen anything like this.
After nearly 4 decades selling fireworks, Hotshot owner Shelly Rottershot says she's never seen the inventory issues the industry is facing this summer.
We are seeing shortages. We are seeing some small stands that are not going to be able to open because they did not get their fireworks.
She says it all stems back to COVID complications with international shipping.
China has put an extra huge shipping charge per container. And then right now also the other issue is that there are all these containers sitting in California, and because of COVID, no one's working and they're not unloading them.
Those increased shipping costs mean customers can expect to pay a little more for the fireworks that are available this year.
I would say in that 10% range.
But even if the price tag is a little higher, enthusiasts like Statler say they're just happy to find some fireworks.
For me, it is, yeah. Yeah, I'll pay the difference. And it's not a huge increase, but it's definitely noticeable.
So many of those booths popping up here right around you know, the Sioux City area. I see them all, the tents.
Yeah, just a couple of years ago, you kind of had to hunt. Now they're on every street corner almost.
Yep. Well, we switched gears.
They're popping up, as it were.
That's true.
Yo.
Going boom.
Puns.
Yeah.
You and Scott now with the puns.
Sales are just skyrocketing.
Got a sports pun?
No, but plenty of weather delays tonight. No, not a good night for fireworks.
Yeah.
Few teams still able to get some games in, though. I've got some local highlights coming your way after the break.
Welcome back. It looks like we'll hang on to the cloud cover tomorrow. High temperatures in the mid-80s for most of this week. Sunny skies, beautiful conditions for Saturday in the park. I guess Friday and Saturday in the park.
That's right. It's a double dip this year. Thanks for being with us tonight. Have a great Tuesday.
We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.